Welcome to our last tutorial on our hypothesis series. In the previous lesson, we solved our first z-test step by step. In this tutorial, we will strengthen your understanding by solving several examination style questions together. So follow each calculation carefully, and by the end of this lesson, you will be able to solve similar questions confidently on your own. So let's begin with our first practice question. A hospital claims that the average patient waiting time is 40 minutes. A random sample of 100 patients has an average waiting time of 37 minutes. The population standard deviation is 10 minutes. At a significance level of 0.05, determine whether the hospital's claim should be rejected. All right. Always start by writing the hypothesis. So the null hypothesis states that the average waiting time is 40 minutes. The alternative hypothesis states that the average waiting time is different from 40 minutes. Next, identify all the information given in the question before beginning any calculations. So first, calculate the standard error. The standard error equals 10 divided by the square root of 100. This gives us 1. Next, calculate the z statistic. 37 minus 40 equals -3. Dividing by 1 gives a z value of -3. So at the 5% significance level, the critical values are -1.96 and +1.96. Since -3 falls inside the rejection region, we reject the null hypothesis. So you see how this question has gone? The solution? Good. Now let's solve another question. A pharmaceutical company claims that each tablet contains 500 milligrams of active ingredient. A sample of 64 tablets has an average of 495 milligrams. The population standard deviation is 20 milligrams. Test this claim at the 5% significance level. Good. So first, calculate the standard error. Then substitute the values into the z-test formula. Compare your calculated z value with the critical values. Finally, decide whether to reject or fail to reject the null hypothesis and interpret your conclusion in plain English. Good. I hope you are getting somewhere. Let's try a question involving examination scores. The average score is believed to be 70. A sample of 81 students has an average score of 72. The population standard deviation is 9. At the 5% significance level, determine whether there is sufficient evidence that the average score has changed. Good. Begin by calculating the standard error. Next, compute the Z statistics. All you do is substitute. Next, compare the calculated value with the critical values for a two-tailed test. Then, make your statistical decision and write a clear interpretation. Again, you see how it went? Good. Our final question involves blood pressure. The average systolic blood pressure is believed to be 120 millimeters of mercury. A sample of 100 patients has an average of 118. The population standard deviation is 10. This time, use a significance level of 0.01 to test the claim. So underline your significance level, the alpha. Good. Again, calculate the standard error. Then calculate the Z statistic. Notice that the significance level is now 1%. So the critical values will be more extreme than before. So compare your Z statistic with the critical values before making your final decision. Let's summarize the answers from all 4 practice questions. You notice that changing the significance level can change the final decision. And this is why it is important to identify the value of alpha before solving any hypothesis testing problem. Remember these important steps whenever you solve a one sample Z test. Write your hypothesis first. Organize the information given. Calculate the standard error. Calculate the Z statistic. Compare the Z statistic with the critical value. Make your statistical decision. Finally, interpret your answer in plain language. So guys, you have now solved several examination style Z-test questions using a systematic approach. With regular practice, these calculations will become much easier and faster. So thank you for learning with Medent tutorials. And if you found this tutorial helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep making evidence-based decisions. Thank you, and bye-bye.